We are in Jamaica, in Falmouth. We have met the most amazing chocolatier that we can't wait to show you. Everything he does is vegan. He uses cocoa beans from here in Jamaica. He lives here. He's a one-man shop and makes the most delicious chocolate. And we learned so very much about the chocolate making process from him. He's just this wealth of knowledge, and learned it from his family member, and it's just amazing.
Inside, we have 50 beans, and each bean literally represents a gram of your chocolate bar. So one pod is 1 bar tree, which is what creates the flavour of chocolate. So it needs to be fermented. If you've ever seen unfermented and fermented beans, we pull each individual bean out and we have to ferment it. The fermentation takes about 5 days, and I'm representing it here literally by putting beans in a bottle. This is at day 4, and it will go through a transformation. When the cacao comes out of the actual fruit itself, it tastes like a combination, the outer skin, the outer pulp of lychee, pineapple, and Jolly Ranchers. Super high antioxidant food, really high in polyphenols as well because of the bean, which is exactly right next to it, but that bean needs to be transformed. So we put it into a container, normally a container which can allow like a ton of beans, but once they start fermenting, it's going to go through changes.
And it self-ferments from the sugars just
absolutely. As the sugars break down from the mucilage around the beans, it's slowly creating the flavours inside of the chocolate. So day 1, that wonderful smell of lychee. Day 2 is going to smell almost of like when apples fall from the tree and they start to turn, they start to get a bit alcoholic as they ferment. Day 3 is going to smell almost like a bit like vinegar. Day 4 is going to smell like yeast and vinegar. Day 5 is going to smell yeasty and vinegary socks. It's going to smell like old sweaty sock. Okay, we're going to open these beans which have been going for a few days, and if we hadn't have opened it earlier, the pressure would have built up so much that literally you would be able to squeeze the bottle. Now if you sniff it, yes, red.
It definitely doesn't smell as bad as I thought.
It doesn't
no,
smell
so
as bad
it's
as I thought.
towards the end of the fermentation now. Okay, so it's more of a yeasty smell which you're getting.
Yeah.
So
and a little bit of fruit too.
Yeah, so it's just, and you can see we've got the bubbling still going on. So we're still getting microbial action going on even inside. So during the course of fermentation, it's anaerobic first, no stirring, and then we start stirring it, and that's building up the microbial action inside of the beans. And what you're left with is fermented and unfermented. If you smell unfermented beans, no smell. No smell. Don't breathe in too deeply.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh wow.
You can really smell much more of the vinegariness of it, and you can start smelling
the
cocoa.
chocolate, yeah.
The chocolate
Yeah.
notes there. We need to roast the beans, we need to brown them. Everybody who's roasted vegetables know you get that browning effect. That browning effect is key to what creates a wonderful chocolate nose, which we all know and love. So that's literally a quick breakdown of chocolate.
That's fantastic.
It is amazing. This is the Falmouth Chocolate Factory in Jamaica.
It's Falmouth.
Falmouth.
Yeah.
Falmouth, Jamaica Chocolate Factory, and its lovely owner.
Nick, this is
Nick.
a big reveal. You never know it's here. Be careful of the step as you come in.
Thank you.
And this is a factory.
Oh my gosh! You would never know that's here.
So good.
It does, right? It does. So we've got the small batches going just there. So we do flavoured batches in the smaller machines like what you can just see here. And then we do big batches in the big beasts in the corner there. Those are like 30-pound cocoa grinding machines. We've got the roasters at the back. That's like a 1930s, I think it's called a Royal No. 5, made up in New York State. They used to be used by planters to roast peanuts, and they were almost like the first sort of mom and pop way of being able to show people artisanal ways of consuming foods, because they would literally roast the peanuts right there in front of people. And people are like, oh yeah, these are freshly roasted, these are amazing. But they work really well with cocoa. The machines, the two roasters to the right, they're like the other side. If you imagine that being like your old Sherman tank, this is like an M1 Abrams, right? This is like or whatever the new tank is. It's almost like, it's fluidizing air, so superheating the air, and then roasting it almost like a popcorn popper. So it's roasting in a fluidized bed of air, so every single facet of the bean gets roasted. So it's like really very different technologies, you know, one using convection, one using this bed of constantly moving hot air, superheated air to be able to roast the beans perfectly. It's literally controlled every step of the roasting process by computer. So it's a completely hidden factory. It's a working factory, as you can see. We've got stuff which has been out this morning, which we've been using to make. So I spend time between the ship, and it's just me and my wife. She's here at the weekend. The rest of the time, it's me working here and making award-winning chocolate.
This is awesome.
Oh, you've got a wall of your stuff here.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got some merch, we've got storage and packing. When you make a chocolate factory, you spend half your space putting in storage for shipping and stuff like that. But we have wonderful coffee. One of the things which really upset me as a coffee lover is the fact that most Jamaicans don't actually know that much about coffee. You know, we have an amazing coffee, but most people can't afford to drink it, so therefore there isn't that connection. As a coffee person, you know, coming out of UK coffee scene, I just am really into it. So we get really freshly roasted coffee from smallholder farms around Jamaica. The rum from Hamden is local to this area, and these are our chocolates just here. And this is an amazing book written by a friend of mine, Nettie, who is like the coolest, it's bad to say, she's like the coolest ex-Mormon. Ex-Mormons are always wicked, man. I've never met nicer people in my life.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
Like they have all of the coolness of Mormonism without like Mormonism. And so these are chocolates which we make here. So for different parishes, represent the different parts of Jamaica. So St. Mary was the one which you tried, which was almost like a milk chocolate. The St. Thomas, the sort of in between raisins meets s'mores, meets stone fruit. The Clarendon, almost like a traditional chocolate. You know, the chocolatey notes are very, very precise in that. And the Portland, acidic, fruity. It's almost like got a lot of molasses flavour coming through. Really complex chocolate. Cocoa tea is a traditional way of how we would drink cocoa in Jamaica.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more about that.
So Jamaicans could never afford this stuff. They could never afford coffee. I mean, even now, you've seen the price when you go around the port, how expensive it is. It's great coffee. Very small geographical area. It's top quality beans, therefore higher price. But Jamaicans wouldn't be able to afford it, so what would they do? They would make their own chocolate beverage as a morning drink, right? So they would get cocoa, they would grind it, refine it down, add in coconut milk. They would add in a little bit of cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger.
That sounds so good.
It's basically like a chocolate chai latte, and that's traditionally how they would do it.
And do you have all the things mixed in the cocoa tea already? Or?
Yeah, it's all mixed in. So normally we buy it like this, right? Which is great.
Oh,
But you would need to add in the mix-ins. What I've done is basically do a bar to eat, but just with all of those flavours just naturally done in there.
Oh, that's just amazing.
And we've got like these wonderful cocoa bracelets and some coffee rum syrups, Jamaican rum cakes and stuff like that. Just everything local, boutique, the things which we like here in Jamaica.
Oh, that's amazing. You ready for?
I am just so blown away.
I'm the chatty one.
Yeah.
I like this stuff.
I love it.
Okay, so we're going to walk around for a little while, but I won't spill your chocolate. So
Please walk around. As I always say to most people, it's super hot here, right? The chocolate is going to melt, and I put a lot of work and effort into it for it to melt, to go out of temper. It just made me cry. So it's better for you, better for me.
I definitely want some tea. I want at least one bar.
Oh, fantastic.
So,
And those bracelets are awesome too.
They are good, right?
How much are they? So Jamaica to me has you can see there's lots of cars. You would think you were someplace like in South Carolina or Florida. But until you look ahead, and you see the gorgeous mountains in the distance. And it is just unbelievably beautiful here. This is awesome, y'all.
Look at
We
me
saw this
finding
from the window or from the balcony of our room
We?
on the MSC. I did see the dock this morning, but I didn't think it would be anything we could get to. So this is nice.
Breeze from the water's nice.
Yeah.
So pretty.
I can't believe how blue the water is, y'all. Just like just take a look at this.
There's the ship too.
And then over there is our ship. And again, we're here in Jamaica with the Holistic Holiday Group. There's about 1,600 of us on the MSC Seascape. So we're on a walking trail. It's just a little short walking trail, it looks like. Not sure if we can get to that dock or not. I always feel more at home when I'm near the sea. It must be the Pisces in me, huh? Your hat is hilarious. When the wind blows, it looks like a pirate's hat. No. Look at the way her hat is blowing. It looks like she's a pirate. Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
I'm funny looking in this hat no matter how it looks.
No, but it actually blows the way the wind blows it. It blows it in like the tricorn shape
Oh, that's
and
funny.
everything. It looks like I'm telling you,
That's weird.
full-blown pirate.
I think we get to go all the way.
Oh,
Still don't know for sure, but I think. And that counts for right now.
right. There's something that's blooming here that hits my allergy list, it appears. I had a coughing fit in with the chocolatier, which I felt so bad about because he was talking about some great stuff. And of course, I probably ruined that whole recording.
No,
But,
no.
but then when we got outside, I had another coughing fit. So, and it feels more like one of my Florida allergy coughs. So, and I can feel something strong in the air. It's not exactly flowery, but it's definitely.
Well, they got, see, look, there's some of this ragweed
Oh,
stuff. See,
Yeah, ragweed is not my friend.
that's like dandelion.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool because we're seeing a little bit outside of
Yeah.
the designated area.
Yeah, we're still within the actual like port area, basically, just kind of on the outer edge of it. What you're seeing over to the left is actual like people's backyards. Like we're right up on people's houses here on this walking trail. But this walking trail is super nice. It's paved, it's wide, it has a lot of lights. All this really cool rock. This is all like, it's quiet, peaceful.
Just what I need.
Sometimes it gets a little too noisy for our noise sensitivities on the ship. They play music a lot to get people, going. And sometimes it just seems it's a tad bit noisier or louder than it needs to be. So there's that. Hello.
We're not allowed to go on the boardwalk. Thank
Okay.
you for telling me because I was going to go on the boardwalk. But I promise I will not.
It's okay. We can turn around.
Yeah, we'll turn around. It makes sense. It doesn't.
They do have a security guard here that says we cannot go on the boardwalk. And that's okay. We're okay with that. Just going to take a little look at the point here.
It's pretty fair with the.
Oh, look, there's a sailboat out there. Or is that a buoy? Oh, that's a big buoy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big buoy.
Cool building there.
So, from what I was reading, the Falmouth area, Falmouth area is very historical area. It's very colonial. So it does look like there's still me see if I could zoom in for you. There's a couple cannons on the hill.
I probably can take a picture of them.
Not sure if you can see them. They're right there behind that little tree. Right over in that area. Very cool. See them a little better that way. Right. So we're going to make the turn. All the electrical boxes and stuff from
Running all the lights.
running all the lights down here, I'm sure. And let's just get a nice big wide shot of the MSC Seascape at port in Jamaica.